Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to your September 2024 tarot reading. This is Sagittarius Yogini. Okay, how do I get these cards so they're all still kind of working out the kinks here? I just want you to see the name of the card. Okay, well, one of the things I want to mention about September is that there's going to be the first eclipse in the axis or the pair of eclipses between your sign Virgo and Pisces. And what this means in astrological terms is that Pisces is your seventh house of relationships and any kind of legal matter. So when there's an eclipse, there, a lunar eclipse in particular, there could be major developments. It could be a major ending of maybe like it's a marriage that's limping along and finally it's just like it's over with, or a divorce is finally issued at that time. But I mean, in some cases, if you have been holding out on even getting married or moving in with someone, that can be when you take the plunge because you're just kind of letting go of resistance. There could be like a letting go and committing. The seventh house is commitment. But we do have the judgment card as the center of this reading. Wow. And that could be a legal judgment. It's also a card of rebirth. So if you feel like you're reinventing yourself, that could certainly be the case in September for Virgo people. You do have a new moon on the 2nd of the month in your sign. So there might be new developments there. And let me do this one first. The past influence is the Eight of Cups. This suggests that a lot of Virgo people have been feeling dissatisfied with life, a relationship, or a job, and they feel this need to kind of like fulfill themselves. This is almost like a spiritual quest, but it doesn't have to be, literally that. It can be this quest for emotional fulfillment. The cups relate to the emotions, they relate to the water signs. I relate it to Scorpio because Scorpio rules the 8th house in astrology. And this idea of Scorpio is about transformation. But also, there's such an intensity with Scorpio that's like either they love something or they absolutely despise it. Well, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but and just the strong pull of emotions that can happen. And if you've been kind of just going through the motions in life, this can be this quest that you take that has this sense of discovery attached to it. And you actually have Uranus in your 9th house of long distance travel, being in Taurus. And that might be something that literally happens where you suddenly decide to take off on this trip that you may not realize it at the time, but it's giving you that exposure to greater vistas, or like kind of an expansive outlook, and it turns into kind of this spiritual quest in a sense. So this was the card that was the challenge card. This is the world card, and this, to me, this is the last card of the major arcana, It does speak to endings. So, certainly with the eclipses upon you, oh, look, and there's that infinity symbol in the middle of that, which means that, oh, and then the bottom too. The infinity, the sideways eight, to me in this card means that the end is the beginning. That, if you are ending a marriage and it feels like a failure, feels like, we should have been able to make it work. Understand that there are seasons in life. Yes, of course, there are people who are married for 70 years and they never, leave one another. But that might just be their soul's, I was going to say soul's contract, but their decision. Some other people, maybe they come together because they're meant to have certain children and they need that other person to do so. But it's not meant that they stay together forever and ever. Being able to be graceful about these transitions is so important, and not to get caught up in the external status of it, like, oh, wow, we are now divorced. And I remember my partner, he has a friend that's a Virgo, and of course, Virgo is an earth sign. So there's that tangibility factor with all the earth signs where you're very lured in by like contracts, anything that has a physical nature that you can hold in your hands. And so when his divorce came final, this Virgo man, became very sad because it's like, oh, the divorce is final. Well, the divorce is just the outer expression, just like the marriage is the outer expression. He really wasn't compatible with that person enough to stay married. And they had a child together and they're still friendly with one another. That's the most important point. It's not whether you're in that same relationship. And even if you're not able to maintain a relationship with that person later, you don't have to act like it's a death. It's really something that is more about the end of an era than anything else. And the same thing applies to a job. Um, the judgment card is also about um, what's that term that means, like when we talk about karma, actions and reactions. That's not the term I'm using. When sowing and reaping, that kind of thing. The karma means action. That's all it means. And so people tend to think of it as punishment. Like, oh wow, I couldn't make this work because I'm not a good person. When in fact it's really not about that. It's about seasons of life. Life can never stay stagnant. There always has to be, change is inevitable. And so being able to go with the flow is so important so much of the time, I feel. So, this is a card of the near future, the Five of Cups, mourning the loss of something, and yet seeing that there is something good. There are two cups she's turned her back on. Seeing the silver lining of your situation. If you are um, in some kind of like transitional period with your career, maybe you're meant to go in a different direction, and you have to accept that. The thing that brings the most pain is the clinging to situations. The more we can truly embody this belief that life is um, always shifting, and it expects us to adapt to changes, which I think a lot of Virgos are capable of doing. since you're ruled by Mercury and you're a mutable sign. But the more that we can see that things are meant to be where they are, that everything is in divine order. For Virgo, you can never have enough order. Okay. And the outcome, Two of Wands, maybe choosing between two careers. Again, you might be in a place where you need to move on, but perhaps you don't know where that is. And it's going to take some more exploration. This is also a card of, should I stay or should I go? Should I oh yeah, and the World card, this could be a travel card. I was talking about long distance travel, which that would be kind of associated with. And yeah, so it's about, where do I go? Where do I stand? I mean, I don't like to end on twos because they seem kind of indecisive. Okay, this is for this is for relationships. Two of Cups. Do I commit? Do I or recommit? If you're separated, or if you're like have one foot out the door, or do I forgive? I mean, it might not be that you can stay with that person, but you have to at least be willing to forgive them. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is connected to Jupiter, so that's connected to long distance travel. It seems to be really showing up here, but also about alignment. So going in the direction that of following your bliss. What is it that lights you up, Virgo? Pragmatism is awesome, but can only take you so far. Let go of that for a minute and just think about what lights you up. And that may guide you at this time. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. Happy birthday to all Virgos. Thank you for watching. If you would like an astrological reading or a tarot reading, please visit rainandmoonastrology.com. Rain as in showers, rainandmoonastrology.com. And I have all kinds of readings for you, like career, life path, love, natal chart analysis, transits. I have package deals. Take care. Have a great month. Bye.